Good evening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. It's Ruth here. Just felt a little bit chilly earlier. I left the door of my studio open all evening, so got a little bit cold. Anyway, it's warming up though. Now I'm in here. Right, so today I did an in-person class for the Hive, Welsh Pool, which is a fabulous little studio crafting space that I use for my own classes that I do that are very much Stampin' Up. But also I get involved in running classes for them too, which are not necessarily Stampin' Up based, they're just craft classes. And so today I was teaching how to using up scraps of paper. So one of the ways I taught was how to make a junk journal. And we had fun. I had lots of fun. So because I had everything out, I thought it might be fun to make some more, for gifts. So I started to cut some things out this afternoon and then couldn't think what else to do on a live with you guys, so I thought I'd come on and do that. So if you have seen me do this before, this is just going to go over, revise some techniques that I have taught on this channel. I've also taught it in a class. I've done a couple of like all-day classes with you guys. Well, I say you guys, generic you guys. Some of you have paid to come on to classes with me to do the junk journaling. I'm just smiling at everyone coming in on the live. And it seems to be popular. Some of you like it. I know some of you are just like, no, let's stick to cards. But you're gonna stay and join in the chat anyway, I'm sure. Anyway, so welcome. So this is not a card making video. This is very much something slightly different. But you can use your paper supplies. You can use your stamped one sheet wonders. You can use DSP, cardstock, so on. And there we go. Right, I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody on the live. Hello, Miss Vicky from a very chilly Australia. And hello, Jodie, Mathena, Melissa, Jodie, Melissa and Judy. Serene, lovely to see you. Been a little while. Hello, Trish. Hello, Sheila, Jackie, Heather. Hello. Right, let's look at the desk. So I've already pre-cut out some pieces of paper that I'm going to use actually inside my notebooks, but I also want to decorate them a little bit. Now, see, I'm getting a bit warmer now, you see. There we go. And I need to find where I put my glues. So I will show you what I've done already. I've already picked out some papers for the outer cover. So I like to repurpose the card that comes as the backing card in the Stampin' Up DSP. So this is basically 6 inches by 10 inches. I cut that down too, so I get 2 out of one of the backing cards. And then you need to cut yourself a piece of DSP. So this is 12 inches wide and then 8 inches high. So I think I was going to have that as my outer and that one as my inner on this one. And then there's, I think I prepped 2 or 3 actually. I just got to mute. I'm getting messages coming in. So there we go. All right. Oh, I think I might take my jumper off now. I'm warmed up. I know what, I'll take my jumper off and I'll just put it on my knees. That'll be good because I don't like having the cuff of the jumper or cardigan or whatever it is I'm wearing restricting my arm. I don't like it when it sort of tightens my muscles. I really don't. It distracts me. So although it's nice and cozy and it keeps me nice and warm, it's a little bit distracting. So right, there we go. Right, so as I said, so this measures 10 by 8, and so I'm just going to put a very thin bit of glue on here. That's just to kind of help hold it down while I then fold everything over. And this is obviously a bit more relaxed than when I was doing kind of the folio making. It's not as sturdy because the idea is that it is a notebook or a journal, and It doesn't have to be as strong. But yeah, it does want to have a bit of strength to it, so if you throw it in your handbag or whatever, that it'll you know, keep nice. So just fold over the edges like so. Yep. So top and bottom, and then side, and then give that a bit of a burnish. Hi Miss Lisa, hi Shaz, hi Jackie, lovely to see you. Oh, catching the live again, so thrilled. Oh, it's lovely to have you here. Actually, the lady one of the ladies that came to class, she used this paper today, and yeah, it looked lovely. So when I was going through this is basically my retired DSP, I was hoping that I'd find another sheet of this because I liked what she did. So I'm just cutting off the corners. And when you do this, you need to make sure that you do leave a little section there. Don't cut it right into the corner. I'm just going to put a bit of glue top and bottom. And then give that a really good push down. Same with that. Okay, and then you do have this little bit of an overlay, see here, like that. And so what I tend to do is stick my nail in there as I kind of go to fold it over. The other option is just to get your bone folder and just rub it into that area there, so that when it folds over, it creases really beautifully. So just do that, top and bottom, fold it over. And just tucks really nicely. Oh, you're in London. Youngest is having his op tomorrow morning. Oh, Shaz. Is it at a good hospital? Hope that goes well. How long are you staying for? Hi, Karen. All right, now I pre-cut this panel to go on the inside. So I love doing a bit of a kind of contrast to, you know, whatever's going on the cover. And this was cut at basically the same size as your inner piece of card, which was 6 by 10 minus 1/4 inch. So this was cut at 5 3/4 by 9 3/4 inch. Ooh. And then just stick that in like so. There we go. I'll give that a really good push. Hi, Shaz. Oh. Right, now while I'm here, I've also cut out some other pieces. So if you don't mind, I beg your indulgence. I've just got to get those stuck down. So I've got that piece there. And I was going to stick that one over the top. Then have this as the liner this time. So I was going to have a plain outer. And then, oh, no, I need to stick this down. And then have a floor inner. So. I actually want to make 3 because there's something I can tell you guys now, because I've been sitting on a bit of a surprise from my mother, which has now all been revealed, so I can tell you. So I don't know if some of you do know that I mentioned that I have family from all around the world, or who live all around the world. And so my mum has relations in Australia, Malaysia, China, and Hawaii. And so it's my mum's 80th birthday coming up, which I have mentioned. That's not the surprise bit. But the surprise bit is that she didn't know that some of her relations were going to be coming to the UK. And so one of her sisters and daughter and another niece of hers, who she's very close to, have travelled and surprised her at lunchtime today. And they'd arranged with my father to meet them at a restaurant in London. And so I messaged my aunt this morning and was like, you know, you guys all ready? And so, yeah, they were like, yeah, we're quite close to the restaurant. Whereas your dad's travelling in with your mum. Anyway, then I go off to teach my class this afternoon. And it started at 1:30. And I get this phone call from my aunt saying, I don't know where your dad is. We've been waiting here for ages. We can't get hold of him. Anyway, so I tried ringing him and I had no reply. So then I just had to message her and say, I'm so sorry. I don't know where he is. Then I eventually got this video of them arriving and my mother being completely shocked and overwhelmed. She didn't realise that she was going to have this surprise of her family being here. And my dad said the whole restaurant went quiet as they kind of screamed and cried. And so they've had the most lovely afternoon. They had lunch and then they went somewhere for pudding. And she had happy birthday sung to her. Her birthday's not actually for another couple of weeks, but this was her early surprise. So they're off travelling now tomorrow. They're going off to Italy for a few days and then they're all going to come back and then we're all going to meet up next week for a celebration. So that's going to be fun. But so it was very, very emotional as I saw this video. And yeah, it's very sweet. Anyway, then my mum called about 8 o'clock just to kind of tell us how it all went. And all the goodies that my aunt managed to bring, my aunt and cousin have bought her from Australia and Hawaii. Hi, Janice. Oh, yeah. Oh, she was crying. Yeah. Yeah, and my dad was so happy as well. I could tell my dad was just like... And what had happened was they'd got to... My dad had thought he'd, like, figured out where to go. So they had to get a train, because they don't actually live in London anymore. They live outside of London. They had to get a train into London. And then they got off at, you know, some tube station. But they said it got a bit complicated because we're in London. Sometimes if you get out the wrong side of a tube station, it's hard to kind of navigate and figure out where you are. So they ended up walking round and round. And my dad kept saying, we were walking round in squares. And then they got so frustrated. And my poor mum has got... plantar fasciitis at the moment, you know, her foot hurts, and so she was getting more and more tired, and my dad was getting more and more like upset that he couldn't find the restaurant. So eventually they had to I really love this paper. Eventually he just hailed a cab and just called a cab and just said, and he sort of waved and waved at this cabbie to stop, so he, you know, he had some help. So he got into the taxi and it was really close by, and he just, the guy just went, oh, you know, what restaurant is it? And he said, and he was like, oh, I know which one it is, and of course took him straight there. So that was good. But yeah, they were a little bit frazzled when they arrived. There we go. Right, look, who remembers this paper from when this colour was an in colour? it all that time, and look, it goes perfectly with that paper. Isn't it pretty? Right, I'm hoping that there's enough here. Ooh, just enough to be my liner. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Oh, is your sound? Oh, I'm sorry about your sound. No, I think I'm using the correct mic. Hold on. Yep. Sorry. Inika, must be you. Not you personally, but your internet. Yeah, absolutely. And she's the matriarch of the family now. She's so my grandma died quite young. When I say young, I mean she was in her 60s. I don't think she made it to her 70s. She had various health complications to do with linked to diabetes, and so my mum is the eldest of all that family, and there was 8 of them, and well, there is 8 of them rather. They're all alive still, and she's like the matriarch. So yeah, it's very sweet. Hi, Susan's Crafting Space. Welcome, welcome. So I'm doing a third one. So the reason I'm making these notebooks is because so one of my cousins who's come with my aunt, she's actually got 2 sisters. So she's got a twin sister and then a younger sister. So I was thinking it'd be really nice if I made them gifts to take back. And then my yeah, so that's what I thought, I'd make some for them. But I'm not going to make it as complicated as I have done in the past. This will be just like a glorified notebook. I'll add some pretty papers as well, but it will be mainly like they can write in it. Where's my bone folder? There it is. All right, that's just not tucking in quite how I want it to. Better. You're watching, but in the background. Ah, that's okay. Yeah, some of what I'm doing is a little bit tedious, to be honest, at this stage. So please get on with the rest of your lives. You know, eat, drink, chat amongst your friends. Oh dear. That's what you lot do anyway, don't you? You all chat amongst each other. All right, so I've got 3 of my, those are going to be my outers done. Then I've cut myself some pieces of paper. So I'm taking 2 at a time and folding them in half. Now, why am I finding this so tricky? For goodness sake, Ruth, just fold it. There we go. I don't know why I'm overthinking this. It's a junk journal. We're not junk journal-y notebook, so don't really need to overthink this. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to wear my other glasses. So, did I tell you I went for an eye test? Did I tell you this already? I probably did tell you these. Anyway, so I'm waiting for better glasses because one of my eyes is actually stronger than the other. Or one of them is weaker than the other. And so I've realised that I'm not actually wearing the correct lenses. Which would explain sometimes my eyes do funny things. Which I don't like. Thanks, Annika. Okay, so 2 signatures each, 2 signatures each. There we go. Right, now I think at this point I'm just going to have to work on 1 notebook per thing. So I've got some lovely bits of this paper left. So I might just cut this into... Okay, I'm just going to cut that piece into half. So I'll have a piece each for those signatures. And then this one, I just need to cut there. What does this measure? 9. Okay, so if I cut that at 4.5-ish, and cut this at 2.5. Okay. Right, now I need to do a bit of rummaging in my scrap pile and find some other papers that are going to go with these, basically. So I'm going to do a little bit of rustle as I just search for some of the paper. Ooh, I've got some of that. I probably don't need to put loads in because, as I said, it's not so I've got 1, yeah, just maybe a little piece of this, and then maybe a doily or something on the side, and then that'll be it. Let's cut that there, and cut that at 6. So I've got 2 each of those, and then need to find my box of doilies. Sorry, I'm rustling in the background because I haven't quite unpacked everything, so they're not in there. Oh, they're in here. Yay! And then I need the eyelets. Then I need my crocodile. Yay! Love my little machine. Right. What I could do with finding my ruler. There we go. So I'm just going to grab a pencil. Right, I'm just going to grab a doily as well. Ooh, that's a nice one, isn't it? Purely decorative. Oh, maybe that one. What colours have I got left in here? think there's a Coastal Cabana one that will go with one of the with that colour that's there. Right, so just need to get everything prepped. So I need to fold some of these. So what I like to do is have my two piles. So I've got my two signatures happening here. And I'm going to put an item on each pile. So every time I put one on this pile, I'm going to put it on this pile. So they're both going to have a doily. And then they're both going to have some of this paper. And that gets folded in half. And then you don't necessarily have to fold it right in half. You can do it offset if you want to, which is quite fun. Do them different ways each time. Don't have to do it the same way. Oh, Shaz. You're giving me your optician stories now. Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't tend to get, I rarely get headaches, but I have had like visual disturbances where sometimes it just goes all kind of, there'll be parts of my vision I can't see sort of because it's kind of greyed out. Anyway, I mentioned that to the optician, and after he did the examination, he said, what's happening there is they're called visual migraines, he said. And he said, that's just, it's not actually your eyes, it's nerves in your brain. So, and yeah, getting the glasses will help. So I've ordered 2 pairs, one for distance and one for close up, and also the different strengths for the different eyes, because one eye is stronger than the other. So that'll be good. All right, so that I'm happy with. Now, where did I put my pegs? I'm just gonna have to grab my pegs, guys, because I find pegs really helpful for this process. Just helps to keep everything together while you're kind of assembling something else. So, I'm actually wondering whether to put a couple more sheets in, because the whole idea is it is a notebook and they're going to run out of places to write with, aren't they? I might just pop that one in there. Alright, so I'm adding another sheet of white to both of them. Okay. Alright, okay, so we're just going to set these aside for a sec, because now I need to work on the cover. So what I need to do is just do a mark at the 5-inch stage there. And turn it around and then mark at the halfway. Oh, where's it gone? So I need to mark there, and then about 1 1/4 down, and then 1 1/4 up from there. Right, so these blobs, these big blobs, that's where I need to aim my hole punch. So this is a crocodile, and when you move this setting on the top, it activates different things. So I want to punch the biggest hole here, so I've got it pushed right over there. And because of that, this is the 3 1/16 hole, and I want it at 5 inches. So this, oops, sorry. So here it's got inches along here. So 3 1/16 hole, I've got my little guide here at 5 inches. So when I push that in, it should be at the right stage on there. So, no, actually it's not. It needs to be a bit further back. Just going to pop that back a little bit. Too far back. It's very precise. Okay, so that's going to punch my holes. So I'm going to have 3 holes. Like so. And then what should we have to... Oh, I've got that one. Oh, I've got some pinkies. Not quite peachy, so I might just go for these. Oh, should we go for these lovely copper? These copper ones are nice, aren't they? Yeah, go for those. So my husband very kindly bought me these. They were on my Amazon wish list, and on Christmas he bought me quite a few of them, and I was thinking, goodness me, I'm never going to be able to use all those, but to be honest, it's really nice to have the colour choice. So very grateful he bought them for me. Right, now we're going to use the eyelet setter, so we're just going to push that right over there. There we go. Right, are there any questions? Hi Maureen, hi Sandra, hi Janet, hi Susan, hi everyone that's joining. Lovely. Hi Lynn, hi Carla. Right, I've got to find... Oh no, I don't know if it's better. Oh no, you're going to match it silver to silver. Right, this is a bit that can be a little bit tricky. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing here, but basically I'm matching it up over the eyelet setting section, and then pushing down on my crocodile. And it's basically setting the eyelet. Oop. And it pushes it and kind of splays it out at the back, like that. I'll set that down for a sec. Now, what I want to do is very gently kind of like bend this over now. I want to curve this round. So I'm just trying to tell the fibre in the paper what I want it to do. I want it to curve round like that. Right, so that's definitely the right way up. So I just need to check my papers that some of them, see that go, that's the right way up as well. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to just hold that up to there. And I need to mark on here where I need to punch a hole. So I'm going to mark there, there and there. Now obviously I've just done that, so I need to make sure that these papers don't move now. I'm just going to very carefully open that up and a peg there, there. Same with this one. We'll mark there, there and there. Carefully hold it all together and peg. So now what I want to use is my take your pick tool or your paper piercer, whatever you have from that can punch holes. You do need to pop your piercing mat underneath to protect your table. I'm just going to pop a hole through there, there and there. Hi Cindy. Hi Monica. Okay, someone was asking about the eyelets. Is that right? Jodie. What other things your husband got? Oh, they're called eyelets. Sorry, yeah, they're called eyelets. Right, so now I've got my needle, got my outer, and then now I need to choose some thread. Ooh, this peachy one's probably the closest. This is my big needle that I use for when I finish off my crocheting or my knitting, but it's the easiest one to thread. All right, okay, so this is the correct way up. Oh no, that's that correct way up. That's the correct way up. So what we do is we go in through the middle, leave a tail, then through the middle, like so. This is a bit that can be a bit tricky because I've got such a thick needle. Okay. Then you choose either side to go down. Doesn't matter which one. And then go miss the middle one out and go straight up to the top, and then pop that through the top one, and then through the middle again. But when you put it through the middle, you need to try not to split the thread. So you need to make sure that you miss the thread, because it just causes problems later on. And ideally you want the thread that went in on the opposite side to the thread that then comes out. Okay. Then you're going to go over the thread and then come back through. And at this point I take my pegs out, pop them in like that. Then get the next signature. Now this is, got to make sure this is the right way up. So I've got the stalk going that way. I'll just check on the butterfly paper. Yeah, that's fine. So again through the middle. and either up or down, doesn't matter. And again, when you put it through, try to miss the thread that's there, as in don't split it. And then back up through the middle. And then through the top. And then back through the middle again. Again, try not to split the thread. You just sometimes have to do a bit of tugging to make sure that everything's tight and pulled through, because it's a lot of pass-throughs through the different papers. Just do a final check before you knot everything off, because if you have made a mistake at this stage, it is fixable. You can go back in there and fix it. You just have to unravel it, but that's okay. But you haven't tied any definite knots at this stage, so you can go in there and change stuff. Okay, so. All right. So I want that to curve. I don't want it to have a actual bend on it. Right. Oh, there we go. Hi, Kimberly. Good night, Heather. Oh, have a wonderful time. Yeah, have a great time. So now, this is pretty much finished. As I said, this is not as detailed as the ones that I've ever done in the past. Are you going to add paper pockets? I don't know, Glenna. I don't know. As I said, I just want to get on because I've got 2 more to make. So, I'm thinking it would be nice to have some ribbon going through it. That colour might be quite nice to go through because it picks up on a bit of the brown that's there. If I have time, I'll do some extra, just, you know, adding bits into it, Glenna, I think. But because I've got these other 2, what's the time? I've already 45 minutes in. I want to get on really. So a simple way to create a ribbon fastening is that you have the ribbon passing over the top of the thread that's there already, and all you do is tie a super duper tight knot. I'm just going to twist that around a second time, like so, and then again I'm going to do 2 pass-throughs to get that there. I'm just going to tie a bow. And then I'm going to do a double bunny ears. And then cut that. Okay, and then just tie that in the middle. That is a project I want to do How long did this take you to make approximately? Probably about an hour if you add it up. Yeah, because I pre-cut the outer and the inner. I pre-cut the covers, so maybe add 10 minutes, I don't know. Depends how fast you are really. And if you've got everything out, depends. I had everything pretty much to hand. All right, so we'll start from the top. Well, didn't start right from the top. So if you've only just joined me, at the beginning of the video I created these covers. So what I need to do now is just assemble the signatures. So I've got one, so I'm going to do 3 sheets on each, and now I need to find some pretty, yeah, so the only one that I have left in my possession, because I've given away loads, the only one I've got left here is the first one I ever attempted. And so this one is jam-packed full of little scraps. I've added stamping to it. This has got an envelope, various bits, just all sorts of scrappy bits that I wanted to add in. So you can make it as detailed as you want to. I'm designing these as little gifts that will be more as notebooks really. So I'm not, you know, getting super into the decor of it. So this was the first one that I did, and I've adapted the measurements since this one to make it a bit easier to follow. Alright, so let's get some more pretty paper out. So I want papers to match this theme. So it's kind of greens, blues, kind of peaches, which I do have some of that nice peachy paper. Oh, actually some of this would go, wouldn't it? It's got kind of the blues and the greens and the peaches. Although it's a kind of different type of blue. Did I end up going for about 3 different papers, didn't I, with the other one? Okay, we'll do that again in this one. Oh, actually, I do have some of this. Oh, and some of this. Okay. Now I've lost my trimmer. Right, Ruth, just take 2 minutes. Right, hold on everybody. I've just got to figure out what I'm doing because I'm in a bit of a tiz. Where's my... Oh, I covered it up. Got to take a swig of drink. Why are they called signatures? I don't know. It's a bookbinding term. It's a bookbind. So, okay, the way I explained it was... Let me see if I can find a book. It happens in notebooks, like big notebooks. Right, let me see if it's happened in here. Oh, there we go. Right. So here's a book. Can you see? We'll get it to focus. Can you see where the papers have been folded over? Yeah, you see there? So each one of these is a signature. So if I was to open this book, that's the middle section, isn't it? Is it there? Yeah, you can see where it's been sewn. If you've ever ripped a book apart, you'll know. Yeah, there we go. So that is one signature. There we go. Thank you for Googling. Yeah, I didn't know. I knew what I know what it is to look at. I just don't know why. Yeah. I can't remember how many I put in the other one now. Let me just have a quick look. Sorry, just got to double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. Oh, I've got plenty already. I don't need to cut into this. Now I've got little summer bugs in the house, in the room. All right. Hi, Dawn. Retired librarian, and the answer is what Glenna said. Thanks, Deborah. Brilliant. I love my army of researchers on here. I feel like my screen is a bit blurred. Should I give it a bit of a clean? Bear with, guys. I'm just going to give you a bit of a clean. Oh, there we go. Alright, so now I need to find a doily. I just like the texture of having something nice in there. Ooh, I can I go peachy with this one? Oh yeah, go peachy. A bit of aqua as well in there. Alright, so ruler's got to come out again. So I've got to find the halfway point. It is there. And there. And then I need a hole here, and then I need a hole here, then I need a hole here. Right, I'll push this over. All the way around. If anyone does like craft fairs and things. If you've got the time to make these make nice craft fair items. Right, what should we go for? I haven't really got peachy looking ones. I might just go for the copper ones again. You made them diaries. How cool! How did you print off the inners, Shaz, or did you buy diaries and then change it up? I've completed 2 cooking, 3 history, biology and art degrees by watching Ruth's videos and being on Zoom. More clear now. First punch for you. First punch for you, Ruth. Oh dear. Yeah, and funny enough, this DSP I don't think was a very popular DSP at all, but when you see it paired with other things, it's just fabulous. So I'm glad I got it. I must admit I got it because I think it was a freebie during celebration. They made it free, but I can't cope with a lot of it, just the DSP from that pack, although there are some lovely elements to it. I think I stamped on some of it. I stamped on the scenery one on a Masculine Monday, but when you see it with other things, it's just fabulous. Right, so now let's sort out our signatures. So should have 3 sheets here. So we've got 1, 2, oh nice, Shaz. Oh, that's a bit broken, that one. Maybe we'll have that on the fold there. Oh, that one's broken too. No, we're not having that. Not having that. Can't have second best. Nope, that's going to tear. Not having those. I'll just pop one of these in. Okay. Pencil. So I'm just putting that up to the... Now I cut these pieces of paper to measure 5 and she says, quickly catching a ruler, 5.5 inches. Oh, look at, see these little bugs flying around. 5.5 inches height. And it's 21 centimeters across because that's the size of the British sizing, but you could just use your 8.5 by 11, and actually that would be perfect for you guys because it's you know, that's your size paper. So just, yeah, basically it's half a piece of the American sized paper. Little thingy there. I'll do this one. I want this one to be a bit different, so I like to sort of mix them up a bit so they're not exactly the same. I'll pop that one there, maybe that one, that over. Oh, actually, I might just do it. What did I just do? Oh, that way. Put that one in there. That one in there. Right, same again, just going to put that, eyeball it so it's got the same distance on both sides. Then mark, mark, and mark. Then get your piercing mat out. Or your stamping mat, depending on the tool. You know, it's, yeah, sorry, that big hefty thing that I just used is a crocodile, but it's the, oh, it's got a word for it. What's the name of it? It's called the big, blah, blah. What's it called? It's a crocodile number 2, but it's like the long arm one. There's one that's just a handheld, and then there's this one, which is the big mama, so that you've got a longer reach. They are an investment. I may or may not have influenced some people on here to buy one. Sorry. But they are good if you are going to be making these types of things. They've got a bit more of a punch to them. Ha ha ha, punch. No, they are very easy to use. Oh, thank you, Inika. Absolutely lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. I'm determined to get at least 2 of these done tonight. What's the time? Just after an hour. Okay. Okay, so those are ready to be sewn in. I just need to get some thread. Oh, I do have some Night of Navy here. Not Night of Navy. Oh, no, yeah. Was this Navy? Oh, I can't remember. But this is retired now, but it's nice. Nice colour. Oh, you got it off eBay. Oh, yes. Yeah, I've still got my lovely handheld from Stampin' Up. Yeah, love it. But this one is particularly good for... Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot have mosquitoes in here. No, 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 no. Sorry. So in the middle. With this sort of creating, you can't really overthink things, and partly, you know, if you've got scrap paper, it almost takes the pressure out of going, oh, I've got to cut into that. If you've got pieces that are already cut into, that's helpful. But I think the thing to remember is it's meant to, this stuff's meant to be used. You're meant to create lovely things. So don't worry about it. Just get on and cut it up and use it. Right, through the top. Sorry, I've stopped describing what I'm doing now. Up through the top. You can see though. There we go. Right, and then when you go back down through the middle, what I try and do is keep that string to one side of the hole so that I know that I'm not going to go back through it. And then pop it up in the middle. Oh, got a bit caught there. Right, I'll take those off. Now, is there a right way or a wrong way to this paper? No, I don't believe there is, so it's not so much of an issue with this one. Just try and put this a bit tighter. Okay, and then back down through the middle, through the middle here. Hi Kay, hi Glenna, not Glenna, Janice. Glenna's been here a little while. Oh, let's catch it. Then through that. And down through the middle. There we go. Take all these bags out. I think it would be nice to pop in it, like stick an envelope maybe on the inside of one of these. And yeah, Glenna was referring to, I used to make these really cute pockets that would sit, that you could make to go on the insides of these. That's what Glenna was referring to earlier. Right, so this I need to knot. Okay, and then decide what ribbon. I think a nice peachy ribbon, because the kind of the green is a little bit boring. Well, repetitive, not boring. So this picks up also the peach on the inside. So I'm just rolling up my ribbon again, so I can put the pin back on. Hi Patricia. You love your little pockets, yes. If there's anyone interested in doing a class with me on this, let me know. Just email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. I'll just look at my diary, still when I've got some time. You do have to set aside around 3 hours, I would say, to do one of these. Yeah, I think with you, Cindy, you can forget about the white paper. Just use DSP. Oh dear. There we go. Now, when you use ribbon as your binding ribbon, what's the word I want? Your closure, just make sure it's a hard wearing ribbon. I made the mistake of using there's some lovely ribbon that Stampin' Up came out with a few years ago, and it was linen with a delicate sort of scallop on the edge, and after a time it was just started to break down. So just make sure that you can, unravel, rebind it, unravel, rebind it, and it doesn't fray. The edge doesn't fray, because it's got to be a hard wearing ribbon. So just bear that in mind. All right, that's number 2. So I'm just close this one up. I think, what's the time? I don't know, do you think I've got time to do another one? So it took me 25 minutes. Where are you, Kimberly? It's 11:30 with me. No, if I was to do a class, I would do one, or I usually do 2 over a weekend, so that wherever you live in the world, you can get to it. So where are you, Miss Kim? What time zone are you? Right, you still have some of that ribbon. Yeah, me too. I've got that it is lovely ribbon, Glenna. Just don't use it for this. Yeah, it's super pretty. All right, so now I'm left with this one. And while I'm here, I think I may as well do I'll do my marking up of this one now. Eastern. Yeah, that's, so if you're free on, so I normally would do a Friday evening for me class. That would be an Friday afternoon for you. The only thing is, obviously, if you work then in the day, then it might be an issue. So the other option is a Saturday. So I could do, actually no, sometimes I've done it where I run a Saturday morning class and then a Saturday evening class. So then that way, my Saturday evening is your afternoon. So that usually works out. Yeah, same time zone as Glenna. If you don't have a machine, don't worry about it. You can do this with just piercing the holes. It's just that I like the finish of having the eyelets. Ooh, can I match a pink? Yay! I have a clock in my phone set with UK and Australian zones. Glenna, Monica, we're getting the band back together, says Cindy. Oh, my friend from university, he sent me a link today to an article about a band called, oh, I'll have to go and find the message he sent me. Oh no, I just did that in the wrong place. I'm just going to get a new one. I just damaged it. Ruth. Okay, that's better. The Big Bite, that's what this is called. Yes, the Big Bite. You'll have to send Chris searching for it, Kay. It's fab. It's brilliant. Hold on, I will find, it's called Guided by Voices, So the band is called Guided by Voices, and they've announced that they've got a new LP out, and it's called Welsh Pool Frillies. I mean, I have no comment on the name. But there we go. I can, I say. I think frillies refers to knickers. Yeah. Yeah, as in frilly underwear. Yeah. There we go. Right, those are all set. Right, I can put that away now. Oh, my sock has come off. I'm wearing a pair of socks that I knitted, but I realised that I think I knitted them in too large a needle. So the cuff bit is really loose on me, and they keep falling off. But I like them because they're such pretty. I use pretty wool. Right, now I need to cut myself some more paper. So I'm doing 3 sheets per signature. So this is just really high quality copy paper. Janice made me buy this. She mentioned it. So I'm just going to cut it to 5.5 inches. Five and a half there. Fold these in half. Cartridge paper. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's a bit thicker, isn't it, Shaz? Cartridge paper. Yeah. Tighten the cuffs with shearing elastic. That's a good idea. Right, so I need to find some nice bits of pink. Ooh, I thought that would be nice, but I could just use. Oh, just dropped my lid. Just that section there, couldn't I? Got to cut the moon off. Go. So that'll do for 2. 1, 2. Then got some of that pretty paper. There's some of this left on the inside. Got a little bit of yellow. Oh, hello, yellow. So might need to bring in some little bits of yellow. What GSM is it? Oh no, this will probably be about 80 or 90, I think. It's quite low. What do you think? Ooh, actually got a bit of that left. Might just use some of this. Yeah, it's basically printer paper, Deborah. It's just, yeah, what you would print on, but just a slightly higher quality than your everyday printer paper. So So, right. Da, 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 da. These up. Hi, Wendy March. Yeah, if you watch it on the replay, you may as well speed through. Although I have done this 3 times now this evening, because I've made 3 notebooks. So quite like the contrast of the grey on the yellow there. And I'll go for this green one. These have retired a while back, but I love them. But I love them. Right. A view on the outside. Then one of you. Then one of you. Then one of you. One of you. One of you. Okay. Then Peggy. Right. So I want that on there. I think that can go in the middle. Then make sure I get this the right way around. Huh? Yeah, that way. Oh, that's weird. It's like that's like the wrong way around, but not. It's not. It's not really. It just feels like it is. What thread am I using? Baker's twine. So any kind of twine or thick thread. Something that's strong, basically. I'm just using up over the years. Stampin' Up! Have come out with different Baker's twine and I've just kept them. So I just keep them in a box. So. Stampin' Up! Have got the current Baker's twine that they've got is the neutrals. They're sort of like a variety of shades of like brown Baker's twine. Let me see if I can find it. Come on, what's it called? I'll just grab a catalogue. Oh, actually, we've got the In Colour Jute. I don't know, has anyone tried this? I don't know how frayy it is, how much it frays. Good night, Shaz. Have a good, yeah, praying it goes well. There's linen thread, which is lovely. And then the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, you get 5 spools and you've got like black, grey granite, very vanilla, and then like a creamy colour, like yeah, that's the very vanilla, that's the white, and then a crumb cake. And then also you've got the in colour Baker's Twine pack as well. You get the 5 in colours from last year in there. So yeah, there's quite a choice. Oh, they got rid of the black and white. I've still got a spool of that because I love it. It's just black and white Baker's Twine. So very carefully try to hold this in place. Okay. Just double check that I didn't move it. Oh, I did. Glad I checked. Oh, I just realised I've made a mistake on there. I think. Sorry, I just got to check something. Okay, just got to move that further down. All right. Now I've got to make sure this piece is the right way up. Yep. Sorry. It's this piece that keeps moving. Okay. Put a peg in it, Ruth. There we go. Sorry about that. Right. Do it. Done. Try not to give opportunity for this one to move around so much. One, two, 3. Done. Right, so what thread should I have for this one? Oh, some of that pink will be nice, wouldn't it? It's the last bit I've got this. It's a bit rough and hairy. I can read your comments, people. Oh. I live near Shaz, Casey, so I can vouch for that. There's a lot of farmers. Oh. So outside of a bigger crocodile, I don't need to buy supplies. You only need to buy a bigger crocodile if you want to pop an eyelet in the middle. Like, your crocodile will reach there and there. So, or have you got the old, who remembers the old Memory Keepers eyelet setter that you could punch it anywhere? You could use that. Right, I've got to make sure this is the right way up. Yep, it is. And you could argue that that middle eyelet, it does get covered up, so it's not essential. So sorry, I seem to have lowered the tone of the chat. No, you haven't. Just talking about, you know, what the population around here look like. Or their demeanour, I don't know. Is it referring to the visuals or the demeanour? Oh, Susan's still got the wee helmet. I keep going to get rid of it and then I just can't. I might have by now, but I had it floating around for ages because I just could not get rid of it. Because it's such a useful little setter. Pegs are essential for this. Right, check which way up this is. That way. Okay. Pegs, a paper piercer, a mat, a trimmer, scrap DSP. What else? I did start to write a list actually of what you'll need. What does hirsute mean? Please someone tell me so I don't have to go and look it up. Should have done that, try to do that all in one go really, but I forgot. Okay. Oh, a needle, thick needle. Yes, my husband's got more hirsute as he's got older. Yeah, I think that's just hormones though, isn't it? I'm waiting to become more hirsute the older I get. Not quite as Esau, I hope. Hi, Mary. When did you come in? Didn't see you come in. Right. What ribbon should we put on this one? Oh, I've got a bit of freesia. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Oh, got to try and cut the ribbon without cutting my phone wire. There we go. That wouldn't be a good idea. Mary's quietly lurking. You just had to chime in when they were talking about purging. Oh dear. So there'll always be certain topics that people have to chime in on. Love it. All right. That little trim. Ah, is that the answer? The tweezers. See, if I keep them in the craft room, you see. I think I should have cut that ribbon a little bit bigger, but never mind. Right, I'm done. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Right, have you got questions? Now's the time to ask before I go. And I will show you all the ones that I've made this evening. So, ooh, that fell out. Right. Whew. Now that we've discussed hair, I've obtained my cosmology certificate. I'm worried that as soon as I purge, I'll decide I need it again. Ask me how I know. Right, so I've just made 3 notebooks from scratch. Oh, I think I pierced through my piercing mat. I can feel dents in my table. Oh well. Right, so I've got this one. It's like spot the retired paper here. So we've got that, and then we've used that beautiful paper from last year's spring catalogue. That's kind of like really cool Asian wallpaper, mixed in with that lovely DSP from years and years ago, when Pretty Peacock used to be in. Is it Pretty Peacock or is it Lost Lagoon? Actually, it might be Lost Lagoon, but it kind of works with that's soft succulent that's just retired, isn't it? And is that supposed to be Evening Evergreen? But anyway, that paper just works really well with that. Love it. I love this kind of looking over some of the old DSP and seeing what matches with what and mixing it all up a bit. Really enjoy that. Okay, so inside all of these then there are little bits of paper, and it might be that I decide to stick some envelopes to some of these bigger pieces. There we go. Just get a little doily there, a little doily in there. So it's super fun, just like a little fun notebook, like a traveller's journal maybe, that you could then stick photographs into, or your tickets, or your, I don't know, yeah, tickets and maps from a journey. So that's that one. And this one has the very sort of geometric paper, but then inside you've got this gorgeous kind of floral, and then just greens and blues on this one. Oh, and a little hint of peach on that one. Okay. That's that. And this last one, you've got the floral on the outside. A lovely bright pink on the inside to that one. And then some pinks, and what have we got? A little hint of yellow there. Just bits and pieces. So if you wanted to spend more time on these, you could stamp the edges. So May actually started making one this afternoon, and she stamped the edges of these, which look nice. Excuse me, I wouldn't go too overboard with the stamping because I like to have enough space for people to write. So the gold accents on the DSP make it super special. Oh, that one, yes, that Asian one, that Asian paper. There we go. So there we go. These will hopefully go back with my cousin, one of my cousins that's visiting at the moment, and go back to her sisters. So they can fight amongst themselves which one they like. So there we go. Are they soft covers? No, they're made of paper and card. They're made from the lining card of the DSP that I've covered over. So they're not as hard as the chipboard that I used for the folios. They are, yeah. So I suppose they are called soft covers, but they're not fabric. So they're deliberately sort of thinner so that they curve over rather than having a specific spine. I haven't, what's the word? I haven't burnished or, folded, that's the word I wanted. I haven't folded a spine into these. Now you can do, some people will pop this into their trimmer with the scoring tool. What you can do is you can score lines across this section here, and it helps them to bend over a little bit. So that's another thing you can do, which I think I may have tried once, but I've not done it for a long time. So maybe that's something worth visiting on another video. Just going to pull that a bit tighter. It's kind of falling apart there. There we go. Off to check on the husband then to catch some sleep. Good. All right, great, Ruth. It gives me ideas for Christmas gifts. Yes, yeah, they're just, really sweet. So let's have a look at the timing on that then. So it's now 1 hour and 45. I didn't include the time it took me to cut out the bases and the paper, outer paper. So if you add another 15 minutes, I guess 5 minutes for each one, that takes us to 2 hours. So about 2 hours to do 3. But my tip is just grab some papers that match-ish, fairly match each other, and don't kind of spend too much time choosing. That is what can take up the time, is choosing. Just if you can grab 2 or 3 pieces of DSP or 4 pieces of DSP that you think match each other, or if you're having a sort out and you've got some plastic bags and you think, right, I'm just going to put 3 or 4 sheets together that they match. Yeah, those match, put them away. Those match, put them aside. Those match, put them aside. And then when you're ready to make your project, you're ready to go, rather than having to sift through all your spare scraps and spare DSP. So try and save time that way if you're time poor. All right. So there we go. 3 notebooks, 3 pretty notebooks. And there we go. Right, take care everybody, and of course you can use your stamped one sheet wonders. I have done that in the past, decorated, excuse me, by putting some stamped one sheet wonders in there too, so that can be fun. All right, lots of love everybody, take care, God bless, and I'll see you again very soon. Please remember, if you'd like to contact me, you can do so by emailing me ruthtrice@gmail.com.